What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to give you guys kind of a little bit of a different video than I normally do. This is more of kind of a story time update video on what's been going on with my recent Tesla order. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I used to have a 2024 Model 3. I was one of the first people to order one in the US and one of the first people to get it in the US. And so I made a ton of content on that car, as you'd expect. And I had it for a little over a year, and then I decided to sell it. You can watch that video for all the details, but it basically boiled down to a couple major things. One, I wanted to make money on the car, and I felt like if I put any more miles on it, then I wouldn't be able to get any money for it. I had been waiting for leasing and deliveries to start in my state of Kentucky. They weren't available yet. I have a ton of Tesla credits that I wanted to take advantage of. And then finally, and probably the most significant one, is I knew that the tax credit was going to end. I just didn't know when. Turns out, it ends at the end of September. So that's why I sold my car back in May, but I never thought when I placed my order on May 24th that it would actually take longer for me to get this new car than it took me to get my 2024 Model 3 when they hadn't even started production on the vehicle yet. That's what this saga has been like. And again, I want to emphasize this is not a video meant to, tear down Tesla in any way. It's just that the Tesla ordering process, while super convenient and fun to do it on your phone and not have to go to a store or anything like that, or a traditional dealership, it does have its downsides, and I'm going to outline some of them in this video. Sit back, let's take a walk and talk about this saga. Now, like I said, I placed my order on May 24th. That was just a couple days before Memorial Day, which is the day I actually finally sold my Model 3. But I had gotten some quotes ahead of time leading up to that because I knew I was going to be selling it. I got a trade-in offer from Tesla, and I got a couple other third-party quotes just to see who would give me the best amount for my vehicle. The Tesla trade-in was crap. Maybe you can get a better one than I can, I don't know. And I did actually end up selling it to the dealership that I work for, but I got basically the same offer from Carvana. I just wanted to, give the business to the dealership that I work for. And from what I've seen out there, Carvana gives pretty great offers, so definitely try there if you're looking to sell. Placed the order on May 24th, sold my car 2 days later, so since May 26th, I haven't had a car. Now, luckily, thanks to my dad, I've been able to daily drive the Cybertruck, and I actually made a whole video talking about daily driving it for the last 3 months. You guys can watch that. I'll have it linked down below. But I was basically told that leasing and delivery would be available in 1 to 2 weeks. So that's what I told my dad. Hey, can I borrow the car for 1 to 2 weeks? It ended up being 3 months, so. And again, this isn't the fault of the Tesla employees at my local store. This was a Tesla overall problem with getting everything legalized in Kentucky. And when I first placed my order, they rushed me through that process. I got a VIN assigned almost immediately. I got a delivery date like a week later. I mean, it was like boom, boom, boom. And I couldn't do anything because the leasing wasn't ready yet. So I couldn't schedule my delivery date or anything like that. So they had to put my order on hold. And they actually did this for all orders in Kentucky right off the bat before they had everything sorted out. So I waited and I waited. And I checked back, I don't know, every 5 days or so with Tesla, just saying, hey, any updates? And I was always hit with the same thing. Nothing yet, still waiting to hear, we'll let you know. And of course, I'm impatient, so I'm not letting them let me know. Honestly, probably the better approach based on what I learned later. I obviously missed my initial delivery date because it wasn't ready yet. And so they put my vehicle on a final hold, which basically meant I just had to wait and nothing could happen. And if I wasn't able to take the order, they would just cancel it. So we pushed into June, a couple weeks, and then finally on June 16th is when leasing and deliveries became official in Kentucky at my local Tesla store. Finally, they turned on leasing and deliveries, but it didn't do it automatically. Of course not, that'd be too simple. I had to actually reach out to the delivery person that was assigned to me and say, hey, can you manually switch my delivery location from Blue Ash, which is in Cincinnati, which is where basically all Louisville people would go to get their orders. Can you manually switch that to the actual Louisville store? Then when that was done, I was able to do my leasing paperwork and set up the delivery and all that kind of stuff. And when I finally finished doing all of the leasing paperwork, I had a crazy long delivery range. I just went and looked back to make sure what it was. It gave me July 23rd, mind you, this is June 17th, I think. Yeah, June 17th is when I posted this. July 23rd, a full month, to August 27th, over 2 months. And mind you, my 2024 Model 3 delivery, which had not started production yet when I ordered it, was like 6 weeks. But I really didn't have any other choice other than just to wait. So I waited and waited a couple weeks. And on July 3rd, I got my first VIN assigned. And yes, I said first VIN. I'll explain more of that in a second. But my delivery range did condense down a little bit. I think it was like a 2-week window at that point. I got some good news on July 4th though, and you guys probably saw this back then, but Tesla started running a promotion for 4th of July where you could get red, white, or blue free. And I did pick one of those 3 colors. And even though I didn't place an order in that time frame, because my order was still sitting undelivered, they actually updated my payment to reflect having a free color now, which in my opinion, honestly, may be worth the wait. About a week after that, my delivery date jumped out to another really wide range, which was a little weird to me because it had been so condensed. So I went back to check my VIN again, and I realized that it was gone. It had been unassigned, which really made me mad. So I got in the car, drove to the Tesla store, and I said, can someone please explain to me what's going on here? And again, super nice people at the Tesla store in Louisville, Kentucky. They always want to help and they do their best. You know, they are limited on the amount of information that they actually have. That's just kind of how Tesla has it set up. But they were able to look into it and see that the same VIN had been assigned and unassigned to me 3 times. And the reason was that the VIN they kept assigning me and unassigning was the wrong color vehicle. So they were assigning me a car that was not the car I ordered. And I was kind of like, why? And they said, we don't know. You know, there's nothing really they can do. So I just went back to waiting and waiting and waiting. And then finally I went in a couple weeks back and I was like, hey, can you guys help me figure out what's going on here? Why this is taking so long? Like, if I were to go order a new one of the vehicle that I ordered, it would give me a 1 to 3 week window. And I'm pushing like over a month now, just from when I actually filled out the paperwork. And again, huge shout out to Justin over at the Louisville Service Center / Delivery Center now. He looked into it, he made some calls, talked to some people that he knew that might be able to get me an answer. And he finally was able to let me know that the reason my order had been delayed for so long and I wasn't getting a VIN assigned and things is that they actually shut down production on the specific model that I ordered for over a month. And it just happened to fall right within my delivery window. Now, was this communicated at all to me? No. Did the delivery advisors let me know, hey, by the way, this may actually take a little longer. We're shutting down production for a month. We're resetting molds or switching over a part or whatever the heck the reason is. They never let me know. Didn't say a word. And again, it's frustrating to have to wait for the car for longer than you normally would have to, but it would help with the waiting process and I wouldn't be checking so frequently and asking so many questions if I just would have been communicated with that, hey, we're doing this reset and it's gonna push things back a little bit. I would have been like, okay, that really sucks, but at least I know. Justin did tell me that they had just started production again a couple days before I went in there, so I should fall in that 1 to 3 week window. And that was on July 25th. So I got the correct VIN, hopefully, we'll see, assigned on the 31st, and then just 1 day later, I got that beautiful, beautiful text that everyone wants to get. It's time to schedule your delivery. And that was a couple weeks back, so it's finally time to pick up my new vehicle, and I am so excited. I'm really appreciative that I was even able to have a car for that whole time window because not everybody has that luxury, and that could make it even more frustrating for you. But I'm just excited to be back in my own car, making my own videos on it and adding stuff to it. I got a ton of really cool stuff planned for that vehicle, and I'm super stoked. Obviously, I'll be bringing you guys along for the ride when I do go to pick up the new vehicle. And I did put up a poll on my community page asking what you guys think for your final guesses between the Model Y all-wheel drive and the Model 3 Performance. So you can vote down below or go check out that poll and leave a vote. I hope my experience encourages you guys if you're going through something similar. It does eventually end. And again, fingers crossed that when I show up to pick up this car, that it's the right color, the right car, and I don't have any significant issues that I'm gonna have to deal with right off the bat. But I've done the Tesla song and dance before, so we'll see. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this kind of different style of video. If you did, drop a like. Again, let me know your guesses down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my delivery day video and all my other Tesla content and EV content coming to the channel very soon. I'll see you in the next one.